What is up, people? I'm not even doing an intro. It's been too damn long since I streamed. And these things. So let's get set up real quick. That's got to get done. So what's up, Danny? What's up, Dreads? How you doing, guys? Uh, I will be getting a PC tomorrow, which means my game is stepping up. Pretty excited about that. Go ahead and find this real quick. I disconnected that. All my All right, sorry about that, guys. I went on a tangent and because I didn't say anything important yet. We'll start over. What's up, Logic? What's up, Fluffy Toke? I'll go ahead and start my spiel over because I'm pretty sure I was muted the whole time. Basically, I'm doing the channels. I've decided to not only was going to only do it for channels with 1,000 subs or less. I've decided because I actually enjoy doing it, and I probably pick up a few more. Any channels you guys can think of that would like it done, friends who are too humble to ask, I will. But I enjoy doing it, so sure that'd be fun to do. I'm not sure if you see Danny's chat. I will be getting a PC. Definitely excited about it. So be able to do more or do more edit, the whole nine. I'm definitely planning on doing a SoCal meetup. Very early stages, so I will. What? So I will be informing you. One second, guys. I apologize. Calls. I must with the boy first. But okay. So like I was saying, it's going to be the Southern Cal, or I was actually thinking, Vegas. So I'm going to probably keep it in the SoCal, but we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'm in the very early stages. So what I'll have to do is figure out who's going to want to show up and go from there. Trying to fix this. I apologize, guys. I am having to deal with my son's phone at the moment. Doesn't care if anybody is waiting for me to talk. He's gonna have to wait a second, but anyway, my apologies. So going to be I'm gonna say Southern California, stay home. If it goes well, then I'll make a big, plan a bigger one and then go from there. But yeah, definitely want to do the SoCal meetup. Definitely going to be early. It'll be late January, early February. Like I said, just started planning all this out, so we'll see. But the big thing I wanted to talk about today was kind of piggybacking off what the fam you've been exposed. Dreads was talking about was just all this NASA bullshit that's going on. Search on just different aspects of space science, just everything. So there's quite a bit of info that I want to put out there and kind of show the different sides of what they're telling us compared to what's really going on. Stuff like the speed of light. Speed of light is, as far as I'm concerned, is basically just a clever way of saying lights are fast. Yet everything everything around it is basically just bullshit. I mean, it's literally stuff that was thought of before the technology was around for it. The means with technology to do it. It wasn't even until the past few years ago that they've settled on a number for the speed of light. As you all know, I love doing my research, so I have just endless notes upon notes upon notes, which obviously I have not gone through, and I gotta go through them. I wanted to talk about monopoles. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of them. I know a few of you have. I've talked to a few of them about them. I've even talked about this topic before, but I wanted to kind of go over it so it kind of can piggyback into the rest of what I was going to say. And then, after that, it's going to be bullshit and talk about everything. I actually have not put any invites out yet, so I'm not expecting anybody in at the moment, which is good. So I'm not expecting anyone to just pop in out of nowhere while I'm looking through notes, and at the same time figuring all this out. I will go ahead and send these invites out real quick. If you guys haven't, please like and share to me. That, and I also have some good news. There's a chance I may be getting my account back pretty soon, so I'm pretty excited about that. I don't want to jinx it. It's not even a guarantee. I did get a review and it's kind of like a promise to letter. It's like I promise not to let someone hack me again and ruin my stream. So we'll kind of see how that goes. So there is a chance I may be getting the Sean G channel back. Hopefully, I think the way I read it, it looked like maybe January, which would be a month early. So I'm kind of happy about that part. What's up, Ted? How you doing, sir? Danny, I'm looking for your messages right now, and then I'll get that to you. There it is. Let me figure this out real quick. My apologies again. So here's what the deal is. Okay, so I have sent that invite out to you, Danny. Like I said, anybody else wants to join the panel, talk about the topic, let me know. I'll get you guys in here. Let me see. I know. Okay, so you want one logic? What's up, Hood Shaman? How you doing? We are just getting started. I'm kind of just throwing some invites out there real quick. We'll get to the building. Let's see if he wants to join. Yeah, man, that Dylon kid is a trip. I mean, like, he seriously has some issues. The one thing I do know is he has no clue, and it scares me that there are people on our flat. Oh, what up, Dre? My bad, I didn't see you. Let me kick this on real quick. Dre Midas in the house.
It's all good, brother. What's poppin'?
What up, man? How you doing?
Chilling. For once.
Shit, fucking. I was going through withdrawals again. I had to live stream. I was like, it's been too long.
Bro, this new job is like, man, I ain't got no time to do nothing. I'm starting to wish I was back.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what's up for me. I just found a new job, a new company to work with. And they're kicking my ass.
Nice.
I'm enjoying it, but
yeah, right.
I'm
But
just,
yeah, I ain't.
I'm just happy to be. I'm just happy to be back to work for a minute there. I was sitting around,
True that.
just wasting savings for no damn reason. But yeah, now I got less responsibilities, and I make pretty good money still, so I'm happy. Get Danny on here. What up, Danny?
Danny?
What's up, sir? You're good to go, Danny. You just got to mute your mic. Yeah.
Peace to everybody in the chat as well.
Yes. What's up, Make 4? Danny's in here now. Hood Shaman. Ted, my buddy, pal. Origin. Fluffy Toke. And Logic. I'm not sure if Logic's still here. He hasn't typed in a while. But yeah. Yeah, man. So I've been working pretty much 45 hours. Or not 45 hours. Blah. 12 hours a day. So I basically get home and
sleep.
But yeah, pass out and just not even think.
Yeah, right.
But in all that time, in between time, I'm still doing my research. That will never stop. I've been hearing a lot of people talking about oh, what's up, Free Minded? I've been hearing a lot of people talking about a lot more space, quote unquote, related things. And you know me, I've been doing a lot of research and numbers, and man, I got a lot of notes. I went through two notepads this week, over the week, and to give it all to you guys. So be ready. What else was going on? Yeah, other than that, and I just been watching a lot of live streams and realizing I need to hurry up and get on. Hang on 1 second. Dealing with the kid again.
What up, Dre?
Chilling, brother. Chilling. How you doing? How you been, man?
I'm pretty good. Been working a lot.
Huh?
Been working a lot.
Yeah, you and me both, bro. I'm like, I ain't used to getting home at 7 and 7:30. That's crazy. Then you gotta turn around and get into bed. I'm like, what the? So I was used to getting home at like 4:30, 5 o'clock. The days is gone.
You ever get your OBS going? You ready?
Sure.
Yeah, I got it. This is my computer.
I just figure out how to do the backgrounds and stuff. It's pretty freaking easy. It's just at first it's like,
You mean
green. Huh?
Like when you streaming, it'll have like graphics behind you. Is that what you're talking about?
Like moving backgrounds and stuff, and then you can have like your little panel layout and blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. Templates. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, I actually, I've been messing around with the, the editing, and just trying to, figure stuff out, and because I'm about to put this video together, and I want it to be, it's gonna be an information video. I'm saying.
Okay. Oh, the video editing stuff right there. Sean is your man right there. He's good at that stuff. He's real good.
Who?
Sean, he's real good with that video editing.
Now you broke up.
I said Sean. I said Sean. He's real good with that video editing stuff.
I said I need to the program that I gotta figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How to implement it and whatnot. I'm making some progress.
Yeah.
Chopping it up. Like I said,
right.
man,
I'm not like lagging because I'm like you pop in and out.
Yeah, I'll say you in it. If it's me or if it's you.
It's probably me. It's probably me. I usually use a direct connection.
Yeah, no, I was just saying though, you know, with this new job and the hours is different. I mean, they're similar, but they're longer, and it's not as close to home as the other job was. So I don't get to come home at like 9:30 in the morning like I did before. It's like it's a little tougher to do things that I was doing before. Like now, yo, when I'm riding like this company, they don't play that. They catch you on the phone, you get the axe. You know what I'm saying? So I can't even ride around in the bus on the phone no more like I was at the old joint. I'm like, dang. But it's all good though.
All right, my apologies, guys. Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. Dre fucking like wake up, go to work at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Damn. Too
uh,
early.
well, I got to from where I'm at now. I'm about an hour. I got about an hour and 15-minute drive to get there.
God, that's
There it is. Well, I got about
So
20
then,
minutes.
I used to shit, for a while. I was working. What was it? 12 minutes from work. It was great. I think I spoiled myself, but at the same time, I've been driving, long distance for a long time, so I usually take that as my thinking time.
Right.
So, only issue I have is obviously I can't live stream. So
I mean, you could while you driving.
basically,
I mean,
oh hell no.
technically, you know, so you ain't gonna be really, you ain't gonna be doing too much navigation on the board and all that, but you could.
And the thing is I would do that if it wasn't for the fact that cell phone provider
signal.
So I got an unlimited plan that basically isn't unlimited. And once they realized that I can use a lot of data, they were like, restrict it. Quick. I'm like, what the hell? How are you gonna restrict it? It's unlimited.
Yeah.
So
that's what they do. They slow it down real quick on you.
It was ridiculous. So I actually tried one day and it kind of was just choppy, and before I even went live, it wouldn't let me go live. It was like, you need a better signal. So I learned my lesson and went, hey, I'll just make sure I do a lot of research, so when I do go live, then I'll have what to talk about. So like I was saying, I've been going in on just magnetic fields, electrical fields, everything I could think of.
So did you hear about how the internet service providers are going to be allowed to basically limit what you're doing? Like if you go on a specific website, they're going to actually slow you down purposely.
Yeah, it's the new, or the net neutrality bill got appealed, which is, it's not so much like that. What it is Verizon's, AT&T's, they can do it. Google, if someone searches for like Bing on Google has the right, will have the right to slow all their sites stuff down.
Wow.
Which is pretty much bullshit. It goes into a whole lot of, it's mainly what it is it's the first opportunity they'll have to take control of the FCC, take control of the internet, which is, and you can even imagine. But I know there's a lot of big companies that are against it. HBO, all those places, all those companies, they're actually jumping in the fight right now, which I thought was pretty surprising when I heard about it.
Yeah, I was pretty shocked when I first heard. I was like, "What? Like, that's ridiculous."
Yeah, it's the first part of this appeal that they want isn't the dangerous part. The dangerous part is once they realize that they do have some kind of power, they can change things up. Because then what happens is obviously they start restricting what we can do and what we can't do. When it comes to like YouTube and all that stuff, I don't see that's the hard part because I'm pretty sure that Google has enough money to tell FCC to go fuck themselves and let them do whatever the fuck they want to do. But at the same time, will they? That's the scary part. What will happen if the big companies that are screwing us now get screwed?
They'll comply.
Worse. Oh yeah, they're gonna comply in a heartbeat, but they'll take it out on us. Because, like I said, I mean, they have the right. We have no free speech here. It may seem like we do, but we don't. How many channels get shut down? It's ridiculous. It's one of the biggest jokes I've ever heard of when it came down to it, to what was going on. It was just like, well, people get kicked off YouTube for saying Las Vegas, basically. And in reality, it just boggles my mind the reasons they even had for it. Let me see. God damn it.
Yeah, I thought it was like it was pretty screwed up. Like, you know, when it all started with YouTube saying that, you know, if it's not so-called factual scientific research or whatever that they won't, you know, they'll basically just try to knock it down constantly. It's almost like the
Well, that's the thing. At the same time, you got all those companies that are what? 3 guys fucking jumping through their car windows and jumping off roofs with 6 million subscribers, and they're not getting kicked off. They're not being censored. It gets ridiculous. Hang on 1 second. I just want to say, oh yeah. Actually, free-minded. That's actually a good question because I, as you probably know and remember, I do not believe there is a dome. So how he asked the question, you know, basically how air gradually turns into a vacuum. Good question, and I will actually look into that because it is part of how I believe it works.
Yeah, what was the question?
He asked. He said, "Have yet to hear a Globie explain how air gradually turns into a vacuum.
Yeah, that's
Can't find an
good.
experiment either to prove this claim."
Nice.
That's actually a good one because I think I have an idea how it works, but not so much. I kind of have to think into it. The Flat Joker, what's up, sir? Happy, damn, 45. Hey man, I'm just happy you got here. For everyone that doesn't know, the Flat Joker is in England, and he emails me and messages me quite often, letting me know, damn it, I got on YouTube just as you guys were ending the stream, and it usually works out that way because of the times I usually do my streams. But I'm happy you're able to make it this time, my friend. How you doing, sir? Sasquatch hunting going? Flat man, what's up? Been seeing you around a lot lately. And then there is the legendary Duke. What is up? For a minute, man. If you want to jump on the panel, just let me know. I'll send that invite. Or I thought I already did. Let me make sure real quick. But yeah, when it comes down to how our atmosphere gradually turns into a vacuum of space, that is a very good question because I have an idea of how holds. How does it not I get what you're saying. How does it not suck out in whatever? Either way, it's a good question. I got to figure that out. Um, damn, yeah, that's wow. I think I'm stumped.
So you can't have a vacuum with no barriers. For one, you can't have an atmosphere with no barrier next to a vacuum. That just is impossible, because where does the vacuum start? Where does
That's not true.
that pressure change from
Right.
typical atmosphere, whatever the case may be, and then all of a sudden it's a vacuum? And let alone the fact that space is supposed to be infinite. How can you have edges on something infinite? How can space be infinite and be a vacuum at the same time? It just doesn't make any sense. A vacuum has to be contained within something. So where are these borders? Where are these edges that define the vacuum from the non-vacuum? It's bullshit.
It's a good question. I'm gonna have to look into that. I definitely do not believe it's bullshit, but I get. But yeah, what you guys are saying, it actually makes a lot of sense.
Shit.
And now I'm gonna have to try.
Dog shit, cat shit, the shit.
Thank you, Free Minded, for bringing that to my need to do list. Now I appreciate that. That's actually really good, because I'm gonna have to look into it, and I'll get back to you definitely on the next one, because that's a damn. Go to that question before, but hey, it's cool because there's a lot of stuff that it brings up with space, and how all the higher ups kind of just bullshit their answers to make stuff sound right, and we, for us to just kind of go with it and shut up. Not sure if I've talked with you about Ray before, the monopoles.
Monopoles?
Monopoles. So we'll start with the electrical monopole. Basically, everything works in a circuit, blah, blah, blah. A monopole basically is, for electrical at least, we'll start there. It's a single electrical point charge, such as an electron or proton field lines point inward for a net negative charge, or away for a positive electrical charge. So basically, the electrical charge is only going in one direction. It's not hitting a transponder or anything like that and coming back. It's one direction. You can think of explaining it is basically when you shock somebody, or you go for a door and you shock the door. It's electricity going from you to the door. It's one direction. The electrical monopole. There's quite a few different ones, but I'm only going to go over three. The next one is the gravitational monopole. This is one that when I found it, it was like, it made a lot of sense. So a gravitational monopole, you ready? It's mass. That's it. Mass. That's all it is. Then the next one is the tricky one. They have what it's called a magnetic monopole. Does not exist. It doesn't. A magnet, it doesn't work. So if you have, we'll say you have a magnet and you break that magnet in half, you don't have a north and a south piece of your magnet anymore. Magnet always has a north and south, which is one of the things I figured out when I was trying to figure out how flat Earth worked at the time. I found that out, it was like, okay, then it makes perfect sense for how flat Earth works. We don't need a north and a south pole like, you know, all the globers would say you have to have. You only need one. Our North Pole, our center, has its own South Pole. It makes its own, just how magnets work. They've been trying to figure out how to make a magnetic monopole since early 40s, I believe. Happened one time, and they chalked it up to computer error. So yes, not in existence, does not exist, but it is a scientific idea. I'm not so much thinking that they're trying to get to, you know, deep into it, because regardless of how deep you go into it, you're not really gonna ever find a magnetic monopole. But as for the gravitational monopole, like I said, definition is just mass. That's it, mass. Nothing else, nothing more. I definitely don't want to be the flat earther that says we could call it a gravitational monopole. I think we're kind of avoiding gravitation at all costs. But to know that there is a monopole for gravity means that a lot of the laws of this and the theories of that kind of helter-skelter themselves. That's when they start pushing themselves in different directions. So you start seeing the holes in their game. Make sure I get to this chat. Free Minded said, if we can make a vacuum chamber, experiment can't be done. Why hasn't it? Again, like I said, it's a good question. What I'll do, it's going to take me a second. I'll search it as we go, but I can't do it the way I usually do it, because if I do, then I'll be screwed and you guys won't hear me talk. You'll just hear me talking to myself and writing something down. So we'll keep that in mind. Flat Joker, they got nothing to measure it. So pseudoscience, all math, no experiments that are valid to us, the masses, but US and not okay. Yeah, pretty much. I said, no, I know about magnets, and you can have a magnet that made to any spec now anything. Real joke, you're so Joker. You're saying no. See, you can get a magnet with a north and a south pole of that magnet in any shape or size, right? Because I know they can do that. The problem is that the any magnet that breaks, even if you break it off into a small piece, that small piece, which could have been from the north side of that magnet, will automatically regenerate itself to have its own south pole. Legendary Duke. Yeah, the Lawler Mike Perry fights on. Unfortunately, I think Mike Perry is he's too fresh. He's not ready to step up in game. So Lawler will knock him out. As a prediction, put your money on it. The Flat Joker said they can make them in a shape of your name with poles anywhere. Yeah, but if you break that in half, it will make its own north-south. It's just the way it works. I believe you can demagnetize a magnet, and that could be the only way that I know of that you would that you can
I don't know about that. I mean, you can a permanent magnet. I don't think they can be demagnetized. I could be wrong. I don't know, but I don't think you can. Never mind.
I don't know.
What's up, Legendary? How you doing, sir?
Magnets, the man-made ones, you can demagnetize those, but it's
And you can actually make the north and the south change on a magnet. Like you can do something to it and force the north and south magnet to flip. I mean,
Yep.
that can be done, I'm pretty sure, but I don't think you can just take the magnetism completely away from it. Maybe weaken it. I don't know about take it away.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's what I meant, weaken it. Well, no, because
Now, if you
magnets,
have,
magnet.
I was
I don't
going to
know
say,
about all magnets.
if you have
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
if you have something that's magnetized and it's not a permanent magnet, it's not like a like a natural magnet or whatever they would consider a permanent magnet to be. You can probably take the magnetism out of it, kind of like if you got a if you got a magnet and you like use it to collect a whole bunch of metal, and then it gets so much metal on it that it won't pick up anything. You know what I'm saying? And in some cases, like if I actually start dropping stuff off because it loses some of its power. You know what I mean? So I mean, I don't think you can. I think you can lessen it. You know, like I said, I could be wrong, but that would be interesting to know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm not sure if you heard, Dre. I'm getting my computer probably tomorrow, so
Nice.
I'll be able to like search these things as we talk about it as well.
Yeah, I'm kind of actually. You know what? I'm kind of like I'm not even really in it right now because I'm looking for this. I keep getting this pop up on this computer for my antivirus, and I'm looking for this. I got a link from my wife, so I can update the subscription.
Software.
And I'm kind of looking for it, so I'm kind of not even paying attention. And my bad. I just want to apologize.
It's all good. All good. Don't even worry about it, man. We all do it at some point in time. Or something at the moment that actually talks about how magnets work. There's a few phrases they use when it comes to magnets. For some odd reason, I just don't know where the hell I wrote it down. It's pretty simple. It's basically the magnetic fields of magnets. Okay, here we go. Found it. So basically, there's a pretty sure most of you guys have probably heard this. I got when I was looking up the quantum theory, which is actually I almost feel like we should be using quantum theory, to make our proofs, because it disproves a lot of the stuff that they're saying. Basically, it's actually pretty funny. You guys know me, so at the moment I'm searching for it through notes. Where is it? I always love when you get within 3 pages of what you're looking for, but then you realize you went the complete wrong way. What's up, man? First of all, how you doing, man? It's been a minute. Cool. Yeah, it happens, man. It happens. It's kind of getting shit straightened out. It's cool. It happens. It happens. We're talking about basically electrical monopole, gravitational monopole, the fact that there is not a magnetic monopole. It basically, if you break a magnet, it will automatically rejuvenate it south or north or whatever. So it always has a north and south. And then we were just kind of bullshitting whether or not there was that way. There's 3 types of magnets and their effectiveness on stuff. but finding it is the moment, because you think you write neat when you're doing it, but when you're looking for it, it's like chicken scratches everywhere. Okay, here we go. Well, that's what I'm saying, because the fact that a magnet can't have its own monopole makes perfect sense, because before I knew about a monopole, my question in my head was, how is there a North Pole but not a South Pole? Then I found out about this monopole thing, and that's when I found out that basically still magnetized. You break it in any way, every single piece that is just separate of the other part of the magnet will have a north, or actually that would have one too, makes its own south or north. So it basically would be, you break it in half, you have a north and a south, and a north and a south. Center, quote unquote, North Pole has its own South Pole, so there is a South Pole. There has to be. It's a magnet. Flat Joker says, how old is the text through this machine? What does it using some quantum field of sort? Not 100% sure what you're talking about, Flat Joker. Okay, he was talking about molten steel is no good, but most things, even water, are magnetic. It has magnetic properties, not so much magnetic, and that's mostly like the iron and the chemicals, or the minerals, so to speak, that are in water that do that a lot. Electrical field you make around your finger or whatever you're using to make water move like that. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, he was talking about what's called the molten core theory. Never heard of that one before. Not good. Okay, see. So free-minded asked, can liquid iron steel be magnetized? Flat Joker was stating yes, but not good at all. For anything like molten steel is no good, but most things, even water, are magnetic. Yes. So it's actually a perfect segue into what I was looking for. When it comes to the magnetic fields, hang on, guys. One more second. Here, use this. Use my phone. Just download an app and okay, but right now I'm busy, so I can't. So use my phone. All right. So in a magnetic field, there are three types of magnetisms. It's a ferro, FERRO, which is the short version of it. Para and dia. DIA. So the ferro, the FERRO, it's a normal everyday magnet. Hey, guess what, Brenda? Get the fuck off my channel. You're not welcome here. But thanks for stopping by. Bye now. Anyway, I'll type it in the chat so you guys can see what I am talking about rather than me just babbling on with words. Okay, here we go. I'm trying to see if I found it. I think you guys are going to get the short version of it because I don't have it written out. So basically, abbreviations form anyway. So FERRO. It's considered a normal magnet. Then there is the para, normal one. It basically has similar effects, but it's weaker and more temporary. So if like Dre was explaining earlier, if you had a magnet and you of anything, eventually it will stop working. It's kind of the same effect, but on a lesser scale. So less would make a magnet with this para effect on it. It can pick up stuff like, so it says similar effect, but weaker and temporary. It attracts things, it picks up things like aluminum, oxygen, gadolinium, I don't even know what the hell that is, oxide, and cupric sulfate. Basically, like they're like salts. So get that one on there. So if you type in these little abbreviations and put magnet after the end of it, I promise you it'll pop up exactly like I'm words and not in the mood to sound completely illiterate. This one is a DIA. It is basically of a magnet. Is attracted to a magnet, which is always repels from both north repels from both sides. So basically those are types of magnetism. Let's move on. Kind of goes into what we were talking about. Let me figure that out. The quantum physics, the theory. Now, here's the hard part. There's so many theory or quantum. There's literally probably about 50 of them. It's ridiculous. The one thing that I was able to get from what I've researched in it, it pokes holes of Einstein and Newton's ideas. Down to those guys, I mean, realistically, we all kind of know that it's all bullshit. When I was reading all these forces, fields, and facts about it, was basically like reading so and so says this, so and so says that. Here's the problem with that. All right, well, next line under is a reason why that is okay. Let's kind of go into some of these things. Let's talk about brought up earlier with the atmosphere and the vacuum. Now, when I asked for it, I don't even know if I've ever even thought about that. So it's something that I'm definitely gonna have to look into. To me, it's just crazy that so we have gravity, time, and relativity. Everything. I mean, everything that they've told us we have to now do this with, because it doesn't make any sense. So we're gonna start with like probably Newton's laws or Einstein's, one of the two. Just a bunch of equations and ideas. That Einstein, when he did all his stuff, like most of the stuff was him. They can't even figure out, which is what I'm going to try to do right now, because it is actually quite entertaining to hear the issues they're having. So we'll start with Fourier ether. That is ether. It's supposed to be basically, the nothingness of space. Lemon was a possible medium for the of light. Yeah, whatever. So basically, these two guys, more experiment in 1881. 1881. There was non-existent. Basically, the version of the ether, nothing. What ended up happening was over time, so over time, the ether became more and more magical. It had to be a fluid, fill space, but one that was millions of times more rigid than steel in order to support the high frequency of light waves. It also had to be or viscosity. So just that in itself basically is saying that there has to be something there. But it's massless and no viscosity, which basically nothing to rub against it. Brings me to the next one, which is kind of the one just made me realize how shit these people really are. These recent findings that they have, they're having all these problems with. Go to the next one. Everything I'm saying, I'm kind of skip this. So if you guys have questions, let me know, and I'll bring them up. If I don't know them, you know me. I will say I don't. Help me out. Where are we? All right. Almost there. All right, let me go ahead and redo this again because I'm pretty sure it is me. All right. How's that sound, Flat Joker? Any better? Okay, here we go. Found it. Okay, so the main things I've been seeing is this. So I'm not sure if you guys have heard quantum locking. It's actually pretty damn cool. It's basically. I believe I have a video. Oh shit, hang on. My bad, Danny. You joined back in, so I gotta show him to the broadcast. Damn, I'm fucking legendary too. My bad, guys. I apologize. You guys are both good to go now.
You good? I was gonna say, if you got Ethernet cord or whatever, it'll be a lot faster. You hook it directly up.
No, I don't have one that can reach. Yes, Flat Joker entanglement. It's a little bit not so that because, like I said, I just started researching the quantum theory basically, and a half 2 weeks ago, which actually sounds like a lot of the time, but start diving into quantum. It's definitely a trip. It's 101 different avenues for everything, put it that way. But you find this because it is very interesting, and they have a lot of issues because of it. Using it, seeing how they have so many problems with it, like it's crazy. You would think, Stu's in the chat. You would think they'd you would think they would have shot and killed the guy who thought of it. What's up, Letitia? Thank you for stopping by. I'm through and trying to find some fun facts that I've weeks. Damn, where am I? Okay, here we go. So we'll start on this because this is the page I'm on. Special relativity. Hey man, Flat Joker, if you want to jump on the panel, more than welcome. More than welcome to jump on. So when I started all the research, it basically was me starting on, because to me it didn't make sense that was so. I mean, it is probably the biggest factor in everything. Basically stating that nothing fast as the speed of light could almost be. It could catch up to it, or not catch up to it. It could be just under its speed, but nothing is faster than the speed of light. And then it got me thinking. They tell us they see all these stars light years away using the speed of light. Now, anybody could do this, and it's not exact experiment. Idea of what they say to you and what you're willing to listen to. If you go into your kitchen, better have some distance between you and that light. If you turn your light off, if you turn it on, it turns on. This timing it took for you to turn your light on is the speed of light. The problem is if you go into a very long hallway, I'm talking, let's just say for shits and giggles, you turn that off, the light instantly turns off. It does not travel to you. It does, but personally, what I figured out was through the research and notes I'm doing, it's not even traveling to you. And what I was told by someone a while ago, it's gone. It's illumination. When you see whatever those are up there, stars, matter. You're seeing it. You're not seeing a light source, or I'm sorry, the light. hitting your eyes, and that's it. Instance in there where they were talking about, well, what if light hits a human at the speed of light? Basically, they made it seem like you shine like a diamond, which seemed pretty fucking stupid to me, seeing how this is a light source. Every light source that hits you doesn't do it. Where is it? See the next one. So basically, I had always assumed, and correct me if I'm wrong, that when they distinguish between the speed of light, gravity, all these things, it was always in a vac. Started realizing a couple of days ago, actually, that basically it was like everything they're saying is inside a vac. So what I was thinking is for one, if the speed of light is 301,000 meters a second, I think. I believe so. It is. Light is 100, or actually, it slowed down. I'm sorry, 299. But wait. That's my favorite part. First of all, so in 1670, Galileo did his test. Got about it from school, or maybe it was just the fact that I just purposely didn't remember. I don't know. This guy goes to one hill, his buddy goes to another hill, and as soon as his buddy turns the light on, he turns his light on. Now, how good do you think a stopwatch 1970?
Not very good. Probably
how accurate?
Analog.
Say again?
It's probably not very good. They probably use like an analog kind of, clock.
No, probably even worse than that. Probably 1, 2, like that.
Yeah.
In their head. Because, mind you, so imagine you and I being 2 blocks, 3 blocks from each other. And that will give us the speed of light. My question is, how did he come up with... Damn, I fucking just skipped over it. How did he come up with...
that ridiculous number?
A second. So basically, Olaf Ramsey later, and went from 300. It went from 200 kilometers a second to 300,000. 100,000 jump. So I get what a lot of people are saying, and I've even heard it. It was old back in the day. What were they supposed to do? Get better. That's fine. An answer for one time, whatever time after that, you ended up finding out it was a different answer and you fixed it. That's perfect. But hang on, get Legendary back on here. But at the same time, yeah, no worries. I can hear you, but the show can't yet. Hang on 1 second. That's just one of the settings I have here that make it so you can't be presented to anyone until I make it that way.
Oh, all right,
kind of like a safety precaution.
Right. So can't nobody palm bomb you or do none of that crazy shit.
Exactly. Oh, not sure if everyone has heard or not heard yet. There's a possibility I'll be getting my channel back in a month. My email today kind of seeming like because I haven't done anything wrong or in the past before, 90 to a 60 day. Not sure yet though. So hopefully late December, early January, Sean G will be back on board.
Yo, I really feel you though. How they really like they go so hard at blocking us. You know, people who talk about what we talk about. You know, and then these other channels, like, because I was looking at something earlier called Elsa Gate. I just heard about it. My girl told me about it. It's like how they take all these children's movies and, you know, just, right, you know, they do a whole bunch of grown-up stuff. And the children's movies, it's like, how does that shit survive? And we keep getting our channel shut down.
Exactly. Check this out. A while ago, it had to have been 4 months ago. Logic played a commercial, and I shit you not, it was literally a gay boy, 7 or 8, who was scared to make friends with this kid or something like that. 7 or 8 year olds, gay, and that's not first crazy. Kiss and all. Yeah, it made no sense in the damn world. Yeah, it's ridiculous, because even worse than all of that, it literally, I called YouTube, and a lady answered. It was customer service or customer rep, whatever the fuck she called herself. So this is what happened. Now, I had a friend of mine that was actually streaming also, so you could see what happened after I got kicked out of my Hangout. And the first words out of her mouth are, "I'm sorry, we don't have a department for that situation. Have you tried using the flag?" I've been using that report and ban flags on YouTube for months on end. I'm calling you now because now it is a situation. And she let me know that YouTube does not have any department that involves hacking at all. It's the last thing they care about. But on the flip side, all you have to do is be on YouTube long enough, or find the right demographic of fucking dumbasses, and have 100,000 people like you and sub to you, and then guess what you get to do? 100,000 subs, you are allowed 100%. Basically, YouTube hires you to be a content. Anybody with 100,000 subs can delete any channel they want. I think they have up until 5 before YouTube actually reviews what they've done.
Fuck.
Yep.
That's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, because I've heard about it. It was quite a few months ago, and I remember everyone was worried that the government or they're hiring this special entity or something like that. And then I was a guy that basically, you know, shows you how to hack your iPhone and like get those special devices that your iPhone has that they don't tell you about. And one time he just, instead of doing an iPhone tutorial, he sat down and explained exactly how it goes. YouTube basically decided that it would be cheaper and easier to have their content creators watch the content on YouTube. So I would say probably 80% of our stuff that gets either deleted, removed, or banned was done by someone with over 100,000 subs who probably has never even seen one show or one, you know, stream or upload. Right. People are doing it too.
Yeah, that's not fair at all.
When I'm not sure if you guys have seen it. My Sean G account, I've had that account been alive. I've had that account for almost 8 to 9 years. I'm granted 0. I monetized. All my stuff was monetized. I literally think I had 0.03 when they did this, but yeah, they stripped all my monetizing away, even on this that was before they made the new monetizing rules or whatever the fuck you call it. It's getting ridiculous. It is getting really bad. Searching out for other platforms to be doing this stuff on, and besides for Twitch, there's nothing. I heard about Discord. I hate Discord. It's just looks like to me, it's just all messy. It's just like, what the fuck? So it may take me a while to even think about Discord, but yeah, I mean, it's.
I mean, but really, it's not.
It's bullshit. Go ahead.
It's nothing really. All you got is YouTube and Twitch, really. And then a lot of people don't really fuck with Twitch like that for gaming. And it's, you know, it's like that type of audience.
And I see what the issue is. It's people are doing it. The problem is you have to then multicast for a while before, you know, people catch on, know where you're at.
Right.
And that getting your subs to full, it's hard to do. I mean, I have less subs on this channel than I did on the other one, and you would think I would have the same, or, you know, just a little under. You know, the people that are here are the family. They're the real deals. They're the ones who actually want to be here. You know, they hear that that notification and hopefully get it, and they're like, hey. Those are the people I only really want here. Honestly, don't really. I mean, I don't think anybody's had to kick someone out of here besides for today. And that was me. I did it. I mean, it's been pretty chill.
Yo, my phone about to die, yo. I'm gonna jump on in like 5 minutes, yo.
No worries at all. Well,
As soon as I get back to the crib.
How much the trolls like slowed down or whatever?
For me?
Yeah.
Almost 100%.
They just completely just died off. They just got tired of trying.
Yep. I hope that's what it is.
I saw this for mine too. Like, you know, they can't ever get onto it. So like they just give up.
Where is this? I'm trying to find some other stuff. I completely forgot what I was even talking about. So, oh, that's what I do. I'm gonna let me find that. Damn, Danny, you on like a mission. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and try to find that video I was talking about. The quantum trapping, quantum locking, quantum and locking. It's the same thing, right? It's not. There's no difference in that.
Wait, what you mean? Like jailbreaking?
No. I'm gonna show you guys right now. It's called quantum. It's quantum levitation.
Oh.
Okay, actually, I figured it out. I know what it is. So, quantum levitation, 100% real. It's a trip. It's definitely a trip. There's what's called trapping, or quantum trapping, which is basically locking, which is probably the coolest part about it. Let me go ahead and share this, but this is a pretty cool video. Go ahead and find it. There we go. Share you, present. Oh yeah, I forgot I have to microphone. So you guys should be able to hear it now. Here, actually, let's do this. Test. You guys still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you still. I don't know if they in the chat though.
Here we go.
So what if we get, so we have quantum locking, and the superconductor is locked in space, and it stays wherever I put it. You see, this is quantum trapping.
It's amazing.
As long as it's
So the it's superconducting. It's frozen with liquid nitrogen.
Upside down,
right?
And it stays locked.
So the fact that it's superconducting is locking the magnetic field in three dimensions, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because this is symmetric, it can rotate without break the locking.
Right.
Because
so it stays there on the X and Y, but not on it pivots on the.
Yeah, on the axis of the magnets. If you see, if I can move it on the side, it will again pivot around the axis of the magnet. Because make sure that the magnetic field inside of it stays the same.
It's astonishing. Can you put it on the track for us?
Yeah.
Okay, now this is probably the coolest part about quantum levitation.
I just levitate it up the track quite high. I can just rotate it.
So it's actually floating above the surface.
Yeah, it's not floating, it's locked.
Wait for it. Wait
so
for it.
You can tilt it at an angle and it
yeah,
will fly
I can
around.
do it like this, and it will just go around like this. Because it,
Wow.
when you put it at different height, then like this.
Lock it at the height.
Oh, it gets better. It's much better.
Different configuration.
Is
And I
it
can even
magnetized
lock it
cable?
way.
It's not magnetized.
What? It's amazing.
It's not magnetized.
I've never seen this before. This is mind blowing.
That's a die. It's a. I gotta find the word for it. It's a die of something.
Incredible, yo. That was just, I ain't never seen that before.
So, yeah. So basically, it's not magnet. It's, remember the three types of magnets I was talking about a minute ago. It's
Yeah.
the I one. It's the one that repels itself from any magnet. Flat Joker says, it has to be below 115 Kelvin, which is, yeah, that's right. I actually have the equation for Kelvin, so I can figure out what 150 Kelvin is, which I don't really think is too much. That's not that bad. Okay, so then he says, yeah, a video about quantum lock. This actually quite old tech. I've seen this years ago. Okay, so there's actually, you've improved it, or is it, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just advanced into the quantum levitational thing, right? I giveth and I will taketh. Enjoy that wrench. Man, where is it? Also, other thing is, sometime I want to get into the Mayan calendar. That's a pretty badass thing. I was reading on that too. All right. Can't find what I was looking for, but I did find something that I am more interested in talking about. Do some facts on the speed of light, because these are the things that kind of made me go, how the hell do you figure? Oh, the Fat Joker says, yeah, it's been. That yeah, it's old. The video we saw is older, but but now they're actually showing us how and their technology part of it is improving.
It's just incredible. Like, what if they could advance it so much where it could be like vehicles doing that same thing, controllable?
Yeah.
Be wild.
Well, that is the idea behind levitating cars.
Yeah.
Hoverboards work under the same guidelines.
That's crazy. So Back to the Future wasn't no joke.
Pretty much. The crazy thing is so I started looking at the speed of light, and as far some facts, I have to start at a point A basically. Just alone, some of these things made me wonder, and it made me do something I didn't imagine I would do and be able to do, but I did it. So get this. So the speed of light, we already know, is about 299,000 some kilometers a second.
Yeah.
Basically, what I did was I went by all their guidelines, where it was the speed of light is 875,000 times faster than the speed of sound. Speed of light, we already went over that. The speed of light as a beam. Get this. The speed of light as a beam can travel, yep, exactly, 186,411 meters per second. Flip Joker.
Miles per second?
Meters per second.
I mean, that's still.
No, I'm sorry. Miles per second. Yes, miles per second.
My Lord, that's fast.
Okay, well, there you go. The speed of light as a beam can travel around the Earth 7.5 times. So this is where my extracurricular activity of going deeper than I really actually need to jumped in. And I went, okay, well, if it takes time, what is it? I think it's 8.3 seconds for the sunlight to hit us, with light travel. That's how far they say it is. From the moon, it takes 1.3 seconds to hit us, which, now that I say it out loud, only says exactly what they were telling me. The moon may light. So this is where the fuckery starts. It says that when the speed of light is hitting a glass or water at the speed of light, or this says the speed of light decreases, and this is also how an object is seen. Here's the problem. To have a fast and a slow. Light is just what light is. It goes. Basically, here we should see a colorful. Okay, so one of the questions that I had, basically, what happens if you get hit with the speed of light? And the little questionnaire dude goes, if gets hit with the light at the speed of light, supposedly they're supposed to basically become a bright star. What else is there? See, this is a bunch of theories that I started looking over, but I don't go through those. Even though quite a few of them have a lot of problems. Matter of fact, let's go over this one. It's called inflation theory. Cosmic inflation theory. It says scientists could test light left over from the Big Bang to measure the background radiation. Okay, so the idea of this Big Bang has been around for what, over 100 years. Technology, as in machine for construction and everything. So for me to even imagine, it doesn't make sense. How do you come up with these theories?
How do you come up with some of those numbers?
So just imagine this. They assume, like they say they see these supernova explosions, or whatever the hell you want, implosions. They've also stated that, which doesn't make sense. So they said that basically a black hole is when a sun burns out and all the fusion is gone. How do they know that? How can they tell anything around us has ever burnt out because of no fusion at all? I mean, that is literally as impossible as it gets.
Yeah.
And so basically, for this inflation theory that they have, which, believe it or not, actually kind of makes a little bit of sense even for us. Test light left over from the Big Bang. The light from the Big Bang. How do you know that light Big Bang?
Yeah.
It's literally just bullshit. There's no way. Like, I don't care what one before 19 late have the means to do what they said they did.
Well, hold on, you was breaking up really hard right there.
Let me fix it real quick. Does that sound better?
I think so.
Yeah, Flat Joker. That's what I was getting into, but kind of was brain farting at the same time. We're talking about measuring the light of the Big Bang. Measuring sounds worse if you think about it, Joker. They would be testing basically the background that happened from the Big Bang. I'm sorry, but even then, they're still seeing like they can search for the light, the source, or that the light beam coming at them. It doesn't make sense at all. Not even a little bit. Now, along with this inflation theory, the theory of relativity fixed all Einstein's beginning loopholes. General relativity, as soon as you get to these parts, because with this inflation theory, which actually does work in a certain
it had two huge problems with the theory. For one, it had what was called the horizon problem. The horizon issue, the area of the universe separated by the vast distances have identified physical properties such as temps. So basically, everything away from itself, everything on the opposite side ends of the universe, they all have identified physical. It's hard to explain. Basically, they both are able to change to what they need to be there. A huge boulder splits right in half. One goes south. It's all theoretical, and one spends time. Gets only as far as the equator. The other one goes as far north as the Arctic. One's going to be very cold. One's going to be very hot. Well, problem is in space, possible. There's not supposed to be anything there.
Yeah.
Comes along to the second issue that they have with it. It's called the flatness problem. Flatness is a similar issue related to the lack of an expansion as to a way the universe appears to be nearly flat on a large scale. Plus energy appeared to be fine-tuned so that the universe neither repeatedly collapsed or collapsed back in shortly after. So basically, after when the Big Bang happened, instead of everything that blew up back into a black hole, somehow it figured out to. Okay, so density, matter, energy appeared to be fine. Or so on itself shortly after the Big Bang, or expand so quickly are unable to perform. Basically would mean if the debris or whatever did collide or whatever made the Big Bang had to have been faster because it had to have traveled through the universe fast enough for nothing to have happened during its travel. Let's see what else I got on this one. So, I can put this one away and go to the better one. I have a little notes I've been trying to get to. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to go through that quantum stuff and superconductivity and all that stuff. It's actually really cool. Kind of half-ass interested in stuff like that. I think you'll enjoy it. But in the meantime, I'm going to grab my main notebook so we can go over.
While I am looking, what have you been up to, Danny?
A whole lot of working.
Working?
Yeah, I did recently get some extreme freaking subwoofers for a car.
Yeah.
I put it on my stream, what they look like and everything. I went live for like 10 minutes, something like that. You couldn't figure out how to put it in like a hangout group. Like it wouldn't upload the video.
Have you tried using that Zoom yet or anything?
No, not yet. I haven't found somebody that would be willing to do it besides me.
Well, shit. Hopefully tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow I'm going to go look at the computer. It's a buddy of mine, so he's going to turn it on, and I'm going to mess with it for a little bit, make sure it's what I want. Like I would even have a clue. But with that said, I mean, I should be no more lagging. I'll be able to share with you guys. It's gonna be pretty fun.
Yeah. What's your internet speed like right now? You're down and up.
I have no idea. The only way I could find out.
I could show you where to get like something. Don't get like an extension because it will just slow down your computer. But they have a website.
No, it is the computer that's doing it. That's the problem.
Oh, it is the computer completely. So it's not the
Oh
internet.
yeah. No, no, no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
imagine you have a laptop. I have half of that.
wow.
Cause
What's
remember,
it
I'm on a notebook.
hardware wise? Like dual core, like maybe 1 gig of
Say again?
RAM, something like that, huh?
Say it one more time.
What does it got? Like a like dual core processor and like 1 gigabyte of RAM.
I don't know. Like I said, man, I
Most
don't do.
average computers for like $150. They got like either dual cores. You know what I'm saying? And usually
I
four.
have.
I've seen some with 3 gigs of RAM. It
So if I
basically.
tell you in the frequency, you'll understand it, right?
Yeah. If you tell me what it says.
2,400 or 2462. 2,462.
That's what, like frequency, megahertz, gigahertz.
I don't know. Didn't say. It just said a number.
It's a number on like on the Google computer deal.
No. Not for my setup, but I'm about to just look on. My connection speed is 984 kbps.
Oh. Okay, that's kilobytes per second, 984.
Well, now it's at 16. So it's between 16 and 13 right now.
I mean, it's a different kind of like it's pretty accurate that way, but you still have to do the math to get it into the other to know exactly what the speed is, like megabytes. But I think they have a website. I'm pretty sure you don't have to do anything besides just run it.
Yeah, well, unless it's in a web store, I can't use it. Believe it or not.
Oh, wait, that's right. You have Google Play. Yeah, just type in internet speed test. I forgot. Just go. Yeah, just type that in.
Not Google Play.
Internet speed.
Chrome browser, the Chrome browser or Chrome or some shit like
Chrome
that.
app. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like they're pretty similar. They do have both of just about the same stuff. But yeah, just go in that and type in a internet speed test. You should get the one I had for a while. What was it called? A real good one. It's on the Google Play Store. Not Google Play. I mean the Google App Store.
I'll check it out. Let's get back to these fun facts. All right, so you may not like the facts I'm about to go through, but I want you guys to understand the bullshit that they're saying. So you will hear a lot of terms that you don't like vacuum, space. But I do find these things interesting, and like many of you know, I am not so far removed from this stuff that it does not interest me. Regardless, I'm still interested because it does have place value in our lives, regardless of how they're, NASA or the other fucktards are using it. So, like I said, if you don't like the content, bye.
Bye.
Cool.
Wherever that.
But basically, it's basically considered the vacuum energy, and this is actually a huge problem scientists are actually having right now with Earth and space and everything. They're trying. They can't figure this out for the life of them. And so it's awesome. So the vacuum energy is a special case of 0-point energy that relates to the quantum vacuum.
Okay.
Using cosmological scales, the vacuum energy of a free space has been estimated to be 10 to negative joules. -9 joules. I don't know why that really means, but that's how they do their measurements in space. Basically, and then it goes so 10 to the -9 joules per cubic meter. So our atmospheric pressure is, so blah blah blah. I think it's 14.1 per square inch or something. This is a little bit bigger, but in quantum dynamics and and special, what the fuck is that one? And like an idiot, I got so sick of doing long words, I fucking just broke everything down. So, but in quantum dynamics, consistency with the principle of Lorentz covariance, which is basically the way this guy interpreted the vacuum of space. This Lorentz guy interpreted this vacuum of space. It had to consistent with the policy principle of his theory, in which the magnitude of the Planck constant suggests much larger value of 1013 joules per cubic meter. This is a huge discrepancy. It is known as a cosmological constant problem. Constant problem. So basically, this is the fun part. So basically, they have always assumed that space was exactly that. Had no energy, it's super weird. So the vacuum of space has to be what it is. So let's just shits and giggles say 5. 5 is the magic number, the Goldilocks number. So when they measure the vacuum of space outside our orbit, we'll say they got 5. Well, everything that happens, every inch, every millimeter, centimeter of space, then has to be the equivalent energy of 5. Make sense so far?
Okay, I'm trying to follow along.
Okay, so imagine your kitchen and your living room are two different atmospheres. You figured out that in your computer room, in your living room, the quote unquote air pressure is 5. The number is 5. Which means, because of the way the rules of relativity and general relativity work, all the space, all the rooms in your house then have to equal 5. We're just saying the equal numbers for right now, because it does get complicated if I do it that way. So every room will have a number value, but since you're in space, if you measured 5 where you're standing, everywhere in that house has to be 5, just the way it works. I don't know why, but that's how they would work this out. So they've been trying to measure the vacuum of space, but because they can't get an accurate number or measure the different aspects of space to do this. So they, instead of fixing it or saying, hey, we fucked up, they just call it the cosmological constant problem. And then problem solved. The only good thing about this is that all these things are being done to better affect and bring on the quantum field theory.
Okay.
Which is also vacuum expansion value. So of an operator, it is an average expected value. Once you figured out the measurement in your house is 5, right? Then you move on to vacuum expansion value, where you are at. So the operator, which is BU, and its average expected value in the vacuum, is number 5. One of the most widely used but controversial examples of an observational physical offset that results from the vacuum expansion value of an operator is the Sigmier effect.
Okay.
So basically, physical forces arise from from the quantum field um, that typically a typical example is one of two unchanged conductive plates in a vacuum, placed a few nanometers apart. So it's the same thing. You know, one has to do one's on one side, one has the other. They're play on opposite sides, and they have to be the same. Description: the lack of an external field means that there is no field between the plates, and the force would be measured between them. First now, right? Yeah, that was the original description of these effects, all the way up until 1940s, 50s. Then we get into this, now we're going to start getting into some more of the quantum field theory stuff, which is, in my opinion, you know, the good stuff. In terms of 0-point energy of a quantumized field, and the intervening space between the objects. So between those two plates, between the room you're in now and the room you're going to measure in a second, is the quantified field. The quantum field theory states that all of the various fundamental fields, such as electromagnetic fields, quantumized as each and every point in space. So under the quantum field theory, they then have to measure, you know, their measurement has to equal the measurement of all space, regardless. Find some other good ones. Actually do one more little section, and then there's natural crazy shit that happens that there's no way to explain. How about that? There you go. Actually may have been it for now.
Internet's
that's what it was. Huh? Say again?
I have to turn this fan down. I don't want too much of that noise.
Okay. What else is there? So the last one I wanted to go over is anti-gravity. Personally, to me, the quantum levitation, quantum trapping, quantum lock, that is anti-gravity. Where is it? So what happens is it actually goes along with the speed of light as well, which kind of ruins the speed of light's idea of how it works. I gotta find the thing, otherwise I'm just gonna babble on until I can kind of half-ass remember what it said. So basically, when it comes down to gravity and anti-gravity, so everything has, you know, its cycle, its current, its way it works. I already talked about how magnets don't have or can't have a monopole. But because it's hard to explain. So they say there's still gravity when we're sitting still, which means the only thing that it's affecting is our mass. Our density is already there. It's our mass, which is what makes the gravity monopole. So anti-gravity isn't its opposite like you would think it is. Anti-gravity is supposed to be only fictional. It's not even supposed to exist. Down to what is anti-gravity, that's when it gets tricky, because what happens is is there's sets of rules that they kind of made up, I guess you could say, that have to happen for it to count. It doesn't count. When it comes down to let's see, I gotta redo all this. This looks like fucking chicken scratches. I promise one people, and then we'll get into stuff that's not going to keep me not talking at all. Go over that next time. We're going to go over some thermodynamics next couple of days. And that's the thing. I mean, I'm happy I never even thought about taking this stuff in school. Older, I think it's definitely be easier for people to learn. It doesn't seem impossible. You just gotta understand that they're not coming from a point A, figuring it out, to point B, being 100% correct about it. They don't work that way. We'll go over some time. We can go over how the time delineation and all that kind of stuff works in a little bit. What else is there? Some harp stuff. Kind of just cruising through my notes, seeing what I come across first. This is the last time I'm going through it, so. All right. Limit speed back. Oh, okay. Here's one. So remember I was telling you about light and all that crap. Some of the facts about the speed of light is a constant. Light travels in waves, and like sounds can be slowly what it is traveling through. Obviously, it's atmosphere and whatnot. The problem I have with that is that just after that, it wants to make it seem like even if something gets in the way, still, continue on. That's how they made it sound before I got to this part. Light speed in a vac is absolute. No, or vac is absolute fastest. Dust that would slow it. Light entering Earth's atmosphere is just under speed of light through a crystal negative 222 million. Yeah, that don't even make sense. Yeah, see the last part. It's just fucking over it. All right, so what we're going to do now is put this book of shit I'm still trying to figure out in my head away. Because otherwise I just make it sound even worse. All right, now I'll get my fun notebook out because I know that's just gibberish and less super important things people should know. Okay, to the fun stuff. Like there's really fun stuff. I'll just call it the stuff that gives me less of a headache than the other. What else? Those, what do you call them? God damn it. Really not in a hurry, so. Okay, I got a good one. you remember hearing about like the birds and frogs and fish
Like,
it raining?
yeah, I've heard a few stories of it. Yeah.
Okay, so the story was in 2013. A place in Australia rained fish for 2 days on and off. And I was trying
Wow.
to figure out in my brain what could do that, because
Extreme updraft.
yeah, well, what they said it was a tornado. The
Oh,
problem
but
is,
I've had that happen once before out in Waukegan, Illinois. It's right there off of Lake Michigan. We've had water spouts
yeah,
in the lake.
yes, okay, perfect. So when I first started looking, because I knew about water spouts and funnels, I knew about them all, but I didn't know that a tornado water spout hit land and then become a tornado. I didn't realize it actually worked that way.
If they're fast enough,
So
they'll
yeah,
landfall and keep going.
yeah. So what scientists are trying to say is that all these are animal rains that we've had over the years um, was from tornadoes and hurricanes as well. Then I started thinking, because like you just said, a tornado actually has to be moving, like
Yeah.
moving to be able to, and that's as a water spout, or hits the water and comes back, which is damn near impossible. But what if it's HARP?
Yeah.
Because they could easily control a hurricane, a tornado, water
Even
spout.
them and Nextrad together putting out these frequencies are gonna, at least they can alter it. They can target with it.
And it actually gets worse, my friend. There will be we're gonna call it Tuesday, people. For in the chat, yeah, anyone listening on Tuesday, it is this Tuesday. I'm going big on this weather modding. I thought when I found the HARP cannon that was going to be the newest thing. It gets bigger. It gets a lot bigger, and there is actually not a damn thing we can do about it. The only upside to it will be that we know, and I could tell you now from what I am getting from it, it is not to depopulate, not to make people sick,
to keep them in
give
control.
them see it. It is. It's a mind control, and it is more than a mind control. I believe it is. It sounds weird. I believe it's linked to the Vegas shootings. I believe it's related to Bitcoin. A lot of things that actually it can be involved in, and be big. So Tuesday will be HARP. The reason it's going to be on Tuesday is because there's a few more things I'm looking up. I've actually got to speak to Jim Lee. He is the main guy behind finding out all these weather mod things. If you have never seen his channel, Jim Lee, weather modifying history, and or climate viewer 3D into your link. Everything you need to know, everything you can think of when it comes to weather mod, weather weapons. He is doing and research and live streams about them. So check that out. Basically, it's huge. Like I said, I don't want to I don't even want to talk about it anymore, because there are things about it I don't understand yet, and if I get those parts wrong, everyone will take it completely different than I think it should be. So I will get into that on Tuesday, and that is the other thing. I'm going to start almost scheduling my shows a little bit better. So maybe not a time, but my days will be consistent. I'm probably going to do about 2-3 times. As far as the promoting the smaller channels, I will most likely take away from my live streaming to do those because I actually enjoy doing those a lot. And realistically, live streaming, I get to just bullshit and talk to my friends. So I could do this anytime. I don't, you know what I mean? Me and Danny, we can be in just to hang out, not even live, and be doing the same thing we're doing right now. So as far as I'm concerned, the promoting thing is bigger to me. So like I've said before, anybody has it was a small channel thing. I'm going to continue to do, whether it be me picking them or I've had a few, but I actually wouldn't mind, any channels. So if you know channels that have a lot more people, but hey, you just a little bit more promoting, or they've said something to you, or you say something to them, yeah, then pass the word in to I got numerous emails. I'm pretty sure anyone who subscribes to me knows how to get a hold of me through that. But back to this, just remember Tuesday. Completely brain farted again. Okay. So we're talking about the fish. What else is there?
There's been the frogs, there's been the fish, and I've heard, I don't know if this is more like folklore, but they talk about like guts, or like not guts, but like body, like pig body parts and stuff. But I don't know if that's like just, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's, personally, I think it may be an urban legend type thing.
Yeah, I was thinking, I don't know. I don't know if there's facts behind it, you know.
Maybe it's like maybe like a Texas thing. Oh, I got a fun. So in 2013, there was a massive hurricane. You ready? On Saturn, with 350-mile-an-hour winds. It was 1,250 miles wide. Is that we know what hurricanes love. Hurricanes love water. There's no water on Saturn. So how a hurricane happened, they don't know, or anything. And that's that, when you look at Saturn, or not Saturn, yeah, Saturn, you see that spot? It's continuously going still. You guys don't even want to know about the sun. It's fucking ridiculous. What else is there?
So what do you think about that one video of Jeremy Clarkson when he was out there by that so-called testing of the rocket engine, but yet it rained immediately afterwards?
I think.
You think that plays a big
plays a what?
Big part? Like, like maybe they do this first, because like, it's like a big chemistry set. They do these certain things in a certain sequence to create this particular kind of sugar. What if they get the moisture up there and then they use NextRad and the other stuff like you're saying to kind of intensify it?
That's exactly what they do. I do actually have to grab my other notebook because it's very important to have that when we're talking about it. That is almost essentially how they do it. So imagine when they first started, they couldn't make clouds. They had to use clouds, which is why they originated in Alaska. So when they started in '94, they were still piggybacking off of clouds. I don't know the timeline exactly. A few years later, they figure out how to make clouds. Therefore, they don't need to piggyback off clouds. They have the ability to make their own clouds. They have the ability to change the ionosphere. the big thing that people should understand is that they weren't making it rain. They were changing the ionosphere to rain. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, making
So,
it per
so the
just in the right
the right ingredients.
yes, so that they can implement this specific chemical or
Exactly.
frequency to alter.
Exactly.
It's kind of like
exactly.
GMOs in a way, you know, for them to be able to grow a GMO after they done did it, they have to actually
100%.
technically synthesize the ground or do this,
Yes.
that, just to get it to grow now.
Yep. Exactly. And I actually had this argument with a guy I used to work with, who refused to believe any kind of quote unquote conspiracy.
I got a friend like that.
And if you want to convince, because if he has a problem with weather modding, the best and easiest way to convince him of this is to look at the. There's two things. There's on channel ABC News. They did a report on cloud seeding
Mm-hmm.
in Texas. That's one. They will tell you that's nothing. That's like it, and to me, it almost isn't, because that's like crop dusting, except
Yeah.
for they're doing it over cities.
Yeah, they're seeding. Yeah, and what's funny is because they have went out and told and showed people and like publicly shown that they do this to try to better the environment or make it rain, like in Los Angeles area where it's very dry. Or,
yes, Los
yet
Angeles, Santa
they haven't
Barbara,
done anything better.
Arizona. They actually have contracted out, because there are 100%. There are numerous companies that their jobs are to seed counties. They literally seed counties on a bid. Like you were saying, they showed us they cloud seeded on TV. They're now above the ionosphere. In 2004, I believe, they had figured that the ionosphere out. I think that HARP was gone and dead.
Mm-hmm.
HARP is not. HARP is not gone and dead at all. HARP is.
I think they realized they had to put it under you know, the surface.
Yes, exactly.
To do the more
problem
big
is
projects.
Yes, exactly. No, wait. So what happens is, if you want to think 100% realistically, can work for any of us. We obviously don't have the money, but at any point in time, HARP can work for us. That's the kind of company they are. They're projects for pay, basically. Wait, hang on. Citizen Z said, problem is the authorities do not do anything. Sheriffs and courts have the power to search planes. But the problem is, Citizen Z, none of the stuff in the planes is illegal. What they're doing now is they're not putting chemicals and tanks in the planes anymore. They are using biofuel. So they will start using split tanks in the planes. And not only, I'm pretty sure in the beginning, the pilots will be able to switch between a normal biofuel tank and a biofuel tank with whatever ions and for the other ones off the top of my head, that's what it would be. To do the seating part, let's just hit a switch and be good to go. I have the patents for the dual engine, along with remote toggle switch to control it. So they will be able to. Someone will be able to be sitting just like in an office. Once that plane does get to that area, they'll be able to flip a switch and knowing it will be seating. Yeah, that's the other thing I want to start doing. I'm gonna start getting back into the patents and all that stuff. It helps me, do the research too, and I enjoy it. As for what you're saying, Citizen Z, the problem is
Hey, what happened?
all right, my bad. It's just my way my computer is. The problem with, depending on the sheriff, the chemicals they're using, for one, especially the guys that are contracted to do these things, they're not carrying anything illegal. The sheriffs aren't going to do anything to those. It's a company. You call in the sheriff because the local crop duster is cropping dust cropping the farm, and you don't like it. Is basically what is how they'll interpret it. They're not using those planes. They're using military planes, big ass planes. I'm not sure if anybody's been to an air show. There's a big super one from the Blue Angels called Fat Albert. It is a huge jet powered type, insanely huge. Those are what they're using. Now, I recently did a couple streams on it when they were talking about Margellans, and I'm not saying it doesn't 100% exist. I am saying that it was not given to these people through aerosol, through the planes, seeding. A lot of people believe that they're seeding, getting these Margellan disease. The problem I have is that there is no facts. There's no facts behind it at all. There's no there's very little, if any, actual data for this stuff. When I say that means, first of all, doctors aren't going to treat you for nothing. You're not a doctor, so if you go in there and say, I have this, they're going to look at you like you're crazy. The second problem is that a majority of the people who believe they have Margellans are literally not going to doctors. Dermatologists, because it's skin, rather than a doctor who would diagnose. The science and the experiments are there, says Citizen Z. As to Margellans, because as far as I know, I'll wait until you type, but mad science. The problem is if you're talking Margellans, then you're talking nanotechnology, which means there no cloud seeding. Wait. So you're saying that science experiments and military thing, that's not happening?
They've already admitted that they're doing it.
Oh no, hang on. I think I'm reading ahead of what he's saying. No, because I'm thinking it's because of the lag between us.
It's on the roof.
No, it's just the way the chat and hangout works.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. He said we're on time delineation. My bro's friend worked for DARPA. Yeah, DARPA's crazy. DARPA, they have a saying.
I'm not familiar who DARPA is.
What's up? DARPA is the... Okay, I don't want to butcher this, so I'm going to try. They are... Wait, let's not butcher it. Just read it real quick. They're the military's black ops when it comes to technology and warfare. If DARPA's doing it, it has something to do with a weapon. Hence, God damn it. You know what? You know when people have asked me what HARP stands for? Never, ever DARPA.
Mhm.
It is. God damn it. Defense Advanced Research Project Agency. Thank you, Mick Weiss. That. Danny, you hear me?
What?
Did you hear what I said?
No, it broke up.
Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency.
Really?
Okay, so they make everything. Soldiers with external, exosuits or exoskeleton suits. Yes, the DoD is their boss, basically. Robotic warfare, those robots you see that do flips and kick over, they don't fall, all that shit. Yeah, they're using those. Cloaking. Believe it or not, and it's actually quite old now. There is there was one that was called the Iron Cloak, and that was basically an IED, kind of like an IED Tomahawk missile, so to speak. So like the Marines drive by an IED in the road, for that IED to travel up the explosion. A missile could come in, and this is for long range missiles or grenade launchers that any other enemy could use. This thing intercepts them, and it's built on the sides of it, which also means it is about worth me showing you guys. It's not the greatest. It's actually really that cool once you've seen it like 17 times, or you've seen what the fuck DARPA really does. When you start seeing that stuff, that's when it gets like, holy shit. Like I was saying, so DARPA has a saying. What is it? It's DARPA hard. So if it's too hard for any other company, scientist, anything to do, DARPA can do it. Oh, they're sick in the head, man. They got issues. It's bad. Yeah, so the first one is the which one do I want? That guy doesn't look like a dick. Oh, I'm gonna play shit on my on my stream. I don't want to be too pissed. So the video we will watch is called "The 5 Most Insane DARPA Projects," and this is a year old, and I've seen ones from this year. I'm telling you right now, everything you're gonna see is probably shit compared to what they have now. Make sure I got all the things and dots and blah blah blahs. Input microphone.
Yeah, I got something I could add to kind of broaden people's minds a little bit on how ahead they are in technology than we are that we know of. Right.
Well, that's the scary part because I think I know. Yeah, after this video, let's what DARPA pretends to do is this project is to be available, blah, blah, blah. They would enable them to do a real-time tracking of people inside a building without them even knowing it.
That's fucked up.
save your life. Number 10. Hey Siri. Siri has tons of great uses. Show at your favorite restaurant, manage your calendar, and tell you a joke. She can also save your life. That's right, if you set up that Hey Siri option on your iPhone, the assistant can call an ambulance for you hands-free. This is exactly what a woman in care did in 2016. Her 1-year-old daughter, Gianna, stopped breathing. Stacy Gleason grabbed her iPhone and ran to the child's room to help. Dropped it while hurrying to perform CPR. Luckily, she remembered the device's voice response capabilities. Stacy shouted, "Hey Siri, call an ambulance." Crossed Gianna's bedroom and the app immediately alerted.
I wanted to stop for exactly that part too, where they were talking about tracking individuals, and they were, and I think this may be where a lot of people took it in a different direction. Now, when you're talking nanotechnology, are 100% in the works, or probably already have, using nano in clothing. You buy a jacket at Walmart or wherever you buy a jacket, and has a nano chip in it that will last than you will ever will, and they'll be able to know where you live. Another reason I believe they're doing any spraying. Better yet, the it is. So there's a research institute. They say 300,000 people that's the last year. The problem with that number is 300,000 people diagnosed with Lyme disease. It's matched to each other, as in what people are having. It is the exact same number that people who have Lyme disease have gotten. About it. Above us, it's 300,000 people now. I'll keep going. Now, I don't know, guys, but I can almost 100% guarantee you that they just showed us their weakest and said, "Oh, I'm not. I am not at all." All right, get that situated. See who's in the chat. What's up, Flat Earth Brooklyn? How you doing, Matt? Yeah, that's they said. I just said the same. It's like they just showed us their yes, version. As we're saying here, I don't believe he's in the 100-year range. I usually give 20 without even trying. Um, um, the worst part is looking for something that was playing that.
Have you seen the Montauk project?
Who?
The Montauk project. It's basically where
No.
the origins of the Philadelphia experiment. You know what I'm talking about, where the whole ship disappeared when they were trying to create a new way of hiding themselves off of radar.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think I saw it though, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Basically, what I was getting at is like, you know, it's a good example of how ahead they are than we are, and than we even think.
Was it? I was 8, so damn, I'm old. 6 years ago, did down in San Diego, 32nd Street Naval area, and boats and subs that we have now,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Wait, what? Say again?
the stealth boats, the stealth destroyers, not
Yes.
eat, but they can't be seen on radar, and they look all futuristic and all that stuff. He was telling me about those 26 years ago.
Damn.
28 years, yeah, something like that. 26. So yeah, I mean, that's even small stuff too, because that means they weren't hiding it from us. You
Yeah.
guys got to everywhere. Or a lot of you guys can research, or you do. March Air. Any you guys live around or know of? Marines or Army, Navy. That's where they sleep.
You're breaking up hard.
1 second, me. How's that?
Sound good now?
Any military base, especially the larger ones, those are just where they sleep. That's where Marines sleep. There are so many depots and harbor are so off limits to the public. That's where all the good stuff is. On Camp Pendleton for 14 years. Our bases. I'll give anybody $2,000. $2,000 if you can find all 3. Go on their website on Earth or whatever you want. You will not find 3. I promise you. But I promise you, there are 3 there. 3 that can easily handle Boeing 7, the big ones, those big ass ones, like Air Force type ones. They're huge. Tunnels that go all the way up the riverside. Myself, at least 20, 30 miles worth of tunnel that for 60 miles. Stupid, darn stupid. Military are not stupid. They definitely see what they want us to see. Caroline, welcome. Wow, how you doing?
Yeah. The thing about the Philadelphia experiment, he basically when the ship finally came back, there was people that were still fused into the wall. They became one with the wall. It's a crazy.
Cut you off real quick, but hit me off to something I'm supposed to look up a long ago.
Don't lose.
But it is so tunnels. These things. So this is how they work. They bore in. So imagine, like a tunneling drill or something like that. I'm an auger, but there's a lot of waste, right?
Mm-hmm.
Melts down with it.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Okay. So you ever fence post?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this machine does that. Obviously, it's in a hill, a wall, or a hillside.
Okay.
Boards and hours and big. Fuck! I wish I could find the paper had that name on it, because I had the name that I kind of saw off the side of it.
Yeah. Keep breaking up hard.
Sean. Or no, keep it on. Keep it on. Keep it on. Hear me now?
I think so.
Let me. All right, we're good. If you can remember what was on the side of that machine, because I know you know what I'm talking about, that would be epic. It's basically, oh man, it is crazy. So basically, it drills about 200.
Try to turn my camera off.
200. Yeah, it may help a little bit. Man, this is like information that I about the other day, and I completely zoned out. This will be worth the wait, people. I promise. When you hear numbers of this thing, I know one I saw was in Canada. I know they have a few others, but yeah. So basically, what it does is it, and normally what would happen is you'd have to bore in a certain distance, and then you'd back out, dig out the excess dirt, and constantly do that reverse steps, and do that over and over again. This auger, this drill, that so hot melts, and
Wow.
basically with and encasing the drilling, making it safer.
Hey, what the heck's going on?
Give me 1 second.
I'm gonna turn my Xbox off and make sure it's not. I mean, I don't think it's me, but
Is that better?
I think so. I'm gonna go on mute and play through the speakers while I turn this shit off.
Chat, am I sounding bad? Let me know. Let me know again. I did it twice to see if you guys can hear me. Check, check. Okay. Let me check something. I apologize, guys. Let me just check something out real quick. Okay, so the second one was better. Get rid of that. Are you just being McFice? Yeah, just change a couple things around and see if this will make it any better, and we can go. That should actually a lot. Like I was saying again, I apologize. McFice is giving me a complex. Damn microphone, so thanks, McFice. Hope you find a freaking Sasquatch. You don't have any Jack's links to protect yourself. section. Let me see. I kind of want to find it because I am a kid who is irritated at the moment. So I'm going to continue to irritate him a little bit because, hey, I enjoy it. He's 10 years old. He's spent 10 years of his life annoying the crap out of me anytime he can. So I get a turn. Come on, I got to find that machine. Damn it. Okay, I'm done looking. I'll find it. The harp I had before about the harp cannon. Ted, you hear that? The harp cannon?
The harp cannon?
Cannon.
Whoa, we broke up again.
Let me do this one more time.
What are you doing to make it get fixed?
My computer and my headset microphone again.
Oh, really?
Going to. Yeah, hang on.
You can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm just using the computer microphone. But it's not want to because I have to talk a little bit louder. Yeah.
Same way.
Huh?
I think it's just you got too like. Do you have a lot of browser windows open or something?
I have 3.
Usually that'll do 3 that you have to. Damn.
Stream. I have to have these 3. Otherwise, anarchy.
I can't wait till you get that PC, yo.
Tomorrow.
I'm gonna have you so hooked up with OBS
tomorrow.
Man. I'm telling you.
I bet for tomorrow to be the hard day. Because
I heard something about
I like you guys.
tomorrow, Steve Harvey. That's what I heard.
What'd you say?
That's what I heard. Best tomorrow,
Choppy
Steve
again?
Harvey.
Choppy still is what you're saying.
Yeah, you choppy as fuck.
I'm going to move the harp day that was supposed to be on Tuesday. Ted, no, the one that I was talking about isn't nuclear. Yes. I'm moving harp day, not Tuesday. It's going to be tomorrow. I have a lot of I wanted to say that I just found, and I do it to Mike, and I don't want to do it tonight. So tomorrow we're doing harp. 2:30 o'clock time. Then by that
2:30, right? Is that what you said?
I found. No, we're gonna go 3 o'clock.
Oh, wait, say it again.
We're do harp. We're gonna do dark.
Oh shit, you're breaking up hard, man.
I was actually looking away. So, here's you guys ready for this? H-A-A-R-P.
H-A.
Not anymore.
No?
Harp is now spelled. Nope. Harp is now spelled H-A-R-P. Not with the 2 A's. This is all part of new situation going on with harp.
Uh-oh.
And if you got
I think it's starting.
Out.
Yeah.
Come in. Hey, trolls. And ready. Ted. Carolyn. Great. Thank you guys for stopping by. Brooklyn as well. Listen to me ramble more than you
Not
will ever
rambling.
know. Oh, trust me, it is rambling. Ramblings from a bad man. Recapping tomorrow. And there's one other thing that I keep a secret, but look up damn it, I don't remember the thing. Yep, I ruined it tomorrow.
Yo, I'm gonna call you back after you get off the live.
Give me 5 minutes because I'm gonna go out and smoke.
All right. I'll just be sitting in the car waiting.
Oh, okay, yeah, no problem. And that, like I said, thank you guys. Love you all. My notes will be better, and I will have everything we need.
I'll make
for
sure
tomorrow.
you write that out at time you're doing everything in a back chat, and then I will just spread it around.
Yeah, definitely. And then
they heard so much of it, and I don't know if the chat heard very much of it.
Okay, great. Yeah, I got it. And I'm also going to schedule.
Okay.
My schedule up, so I'll do that too.
Like through YouTube, right, where it shows like at this time you're gonna be going live.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Again, thank you. Just kind of seem. If you guys want to delete them, go ahead.
I didn't think they were a problem. I thought they were like, people.
I'm kind of confused by them.
I know they're not doing anything. That's all I was saying. Yeah. What they're saying, Kamadia.
You guys have a good one. All right, guys. Thank you guys for showing up. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
All right.